This video is brought to you by the lovely members of my Patreon.
About a week ago.
Someone made a request on my Patreon asking that I do a ranking of the Bridgerton characters, and I'm like, yo, why not go all the way out and just do a ranking for all the Bridgerton characters? I think there are almost 50 at this point, which is a lot.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
You're a dreamer. You dream a lot in your sleep.
No, not really. I know.
Yes, you do.
No, I
yes,
don't.
you do.
And if it is that you're curious as to, oh my god, really a ranking video, I would leave in the description bar 2 ranking videos I've done so far. The first one is a ranking of all the Jane Austen love interest, and the second one is a ranking of the Jane Austen fuckboys, because let's be real, nobody writes a fuckboy like Jane Austen. It's clear that she had quite a lot of experience dealing with them in her life. So I will move on to the ranking so that I can show you exactly what we're working with. The first tier is the season's incomparable. These were the people that made this show more than tolerable. They are the ones that made me like keep watching, never taking my eyes off the screen. They owned this show. The second tier is wrong show. These are people that I think that the problem was that they were cast in this show. If they had been cast in another show, their stories would have panned out way better and way more interesting. The third tier is why, and you can see it has multiple exclamation points. Now this why can be taken in whatever direction. Why are they so stupid? Why are they even here? Why are they doing this? Why don't they have any sense? Why are they so The only thing that does not fit into this is why are they so annoying, because you can see the next tier is their royal annoyingness. These are the characters that I totally and completely wanted to just reach into the screen and shake really hard because they annoyed me. They were annoying. They were the epitome of annoyingness, the group of the annoyingness. What do we call a group of really annoying people? An attempted murder, because I'll be the one attempting to murder them. Anyway, so that is the fourth tier, and the final tier.
This is Sparta!
And these are for the characters that are the absolute worst, that forget shaking them. I just want to give them a Spartan kick and just toss them into the abyss and say bye-bye, sayonara. Hope to never ever see you in my lifetime or the next. So we'll start with the first person on the list, and this is Alice Mundridge. For those that do not know, this is Will's wife. Like, how can you not know Alice though? Where to put her? She's of course the season's incomparable. We start this ranking with a bang, because let's be honest, my good sis and Will, they were carrying this show on their shoulders. She had the snark, they had the chemistry, they had the banter, they had the love, they had the desire. They just made things work. So yes, I would put Alice as the season's incomparable because our worth is just spectacular. Anthony Bridgerton, aka the brother with the mustache, aka the brother who is an absolute dumbass, aka the brother who is odd-tempered, aka the brother who is a hypocrite, aka the brother who I absolutely wanted to remove my shoe and stone a lot. So all these things, I'm certain nobody is surprised, and I know is a fave for some of you all, but I am putting in like is royal annoyingness. Anthony Bridgerton annoyed me. It takes a certain lack of common sense, right, for you to treat Sienna that way and then be upset that she moved on and then come back, and then like it was just so wishy-washy, and I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you?
Get your shit together!
Benedict Bridgerton, the artist and brother that a lot of us liked, also because he's the brother that would, you know, allow us to get away with things, us being Eloise. So I think for me, I would actually put Benedict in wrong show. I honestly I think he is the bisexual icon that Bridgerton did not know they needed, and so they did not give us said bisexual icon. And the reason why they did not give us said bisexual icon is because we are in the wrong show. He is in the wrong show. If he had been in another show, that would have made sense. But no. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry, Benedict. You deserve better. You and your high cheekbones and your critique of art, only for it to be that the artist that you were critiquing is the man that you ended up falling in love with. But you're not going to allow yourself to, you know, admit that you fall in love with him because it's not that show. And Bridgerton is convinced that you are heterosexual.
The lies! There you go, this bitch.
The lies. Brimsley, for those that if you're like, oh my god, why does that guy's face sound familiar? Brimsley was the right-hand person of the queen. Where am I going to put him? Is he in the wrong show? Is he in Y? I think he's in Y because, wait, hold up. Yeah, I think he's in Y. All because I'm like, why does he not get the screen time he deserves? His expressions are perfection. The way he's just in the corner looking at the queen, tending to her every need. And you just know that he would have so much tea to spill. Why didn't he get enough screen time? Like, there are so many other characters in here that got way too much screen time. I'm like, who are they? Why? Why did they get it? Brimsley deserved it. Brimsley deserved more. Next stop is Celia. Now, as you can see, this is not her in costume. This is the face of the actress. But this is Celia, Lady Berber's maid, to show how inconsequential everybody thinks of her. Like, our image is not on the Bridgerton wiki, it's not on Google, and I'm like, I'm not about to start taking screenshots from the show and cropping and everything. I'm like, nah, I'm too lazy. Your girl is too lazy for that shit. Also, we're in the middle of a pandemic. The fact that I have on bra and a t-shirt and I even managed to put on lipstick, not makeup, but lipstick, is a big plus. You all should be kissing my feet. You should be applauding that I got this much done. Anyway, so this is Celia, right? Lady Berber's maid. And I'm going to put her in Y, because honestly, why is she treated like this though? Why is she treated like this? Like, fandom should give her a kudos, right? Because if not for her and a big blabbing mouth, nobody would have known just how much of an absolute cad and toad Nigel is, right? Like, she's the one that spilled the secret about the, the maid they said, oh, he had sex with, but there's a power playing there, so he totally, most likely, trigger warning, sexually assaulted her. So, right? The maid and the child that he just tossed away and everything else. We would not have known about that if not for Cecil. My girl Cecil came through with the tea and saved Daphne's ass, and Daphne could not even say thank you. Like, thank you for services rendered. Thank you for being a blabbermouth. Thank you for never keeping your mouth shut. Thank you for gossiping. Thank you, Celia. Like, nobody told Celia that. I feel so bad for Celia.
That woman deserved better.
Colin, Colin Bridgerton, the brother that it took us a while for us to actually be able to tell apart from the others. Was I the only person that could not tell Anthony, Benedict, and Colin apart at the start? And then eventually I'm like, oh, Anthony is the one that is always grumpy with the sideburns. Benedict is the artist, the one that is tortured. And Colin is the cinnamon roll, who doesn't have much of a personality except being a cinnamon roll. Yes, I said it. So honestly, I think I'll put him in Y as well. Now, this rating is based off of season 1 of the show, right? I'm not rating it based off of season 2 or the books. I've not read the books, so that does not count. But this is based off of season 1 of the show, and all I'm thinking is that, why is it that we did not get much of Colin as his own person? Why is it that Colin existed only as a piece in a set?
Why?
Cressida Cowper. All the backstabbing and the talking and just how mean she was to Penelope. And then the fact that she was all like, I saw you kissing the Duke. Like, bitch, just because the prince is never going to kiss you does not mean you should just be so salty. You totally need to get laid. But what am I saying?
This is Sparta!
The audacity of this bitch. Because I just remembered, after all that bullshit she pulled, she came at the wedding ceremony and was like, yeah, we can still be friends, right? Right?
The impudence! The audacity! The unmitigated gall!
Daphne Bridgerton, aka the lead, like our lead character in the show, at least for season 1, aka the girl who is the incomparable, the season's incomparable. Is she mine? Nope. Is she in the wrong show? Nope. This is the show that suits her ass. She is their royal annoyingness. Her royal annoying. The way this fucking ass bitch pissed me off. 1, set head, stat. 2, no brains. 3, communication. She cannot communicate. 4, the way in which she just kept shifting the truth. 5, that was still sexual assault. Was he also manipulating her? Yes. But did she try to use that to cover up just the monstrosity of her action? Yes. Did she get away with it? Yes. Does that piss me off? Hell to the yes. Fucking
trifling, dirty, white, racist ass, big fat bitch, oompa loompa body ass bitch. I'm coming up there and I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, bitch.
every single time I think of the late Duchess of Hastings, right? Simon's mother, I feel so sad. She was clearly in the wrong show, right? She should have been in a show where there was better maternal care. That way she would have survived and her baby would have survived. Duchess, rest in peace, but wrong show. This piece of shit, dickhead. Dickhead.
This is Sparta!
I wish there was levels to the depth of hole I could kick you to. Former Duke of Hastings. Eloise, my sis was in the wrong show. She should have been a lesbian. See, if she had been in Dickinson, she would have been like, she's not bi. She's not bi. Eloise has no interest in men, as we clearly saw. She gave total, complete lesbian energy. She would have thrived in Dickinson. Like, it's the same, like, it's also a period drama, but there are lesbians in there. She would have thrived. Not like actual lesbians, not the ones we saw in Bridgerton for 2.2 seconds. Like, you have to squint really hard, be like, are those lesbians I see? Before you see them. And by the time you're like, are they? You can't even finish are those lesbians before they're gone. It's like, it's a blink and you miss it, talk and you miss it, try to remember and you absolutely will never remember it moment. And I'm like,
oh Lord. Again. Again. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit. Same old fucking shit.
this is Finch. So Finch is the one that I think, was it Philippa? Yes, it was Philippa, right? The one that liked cheese. Oh, he's definitely, I think he was in the wrong show. He's adorable. But Finch was in the wrong show. He needed to be in a show, a variety show where they're discovering different cheeses, right? And he goes there and he's like, that is sour. Oh, that is cheddar. Oh, that is this. And in discovering cheese, he runs into the love of his life. And then they talk about cheese and they eat cheese for the rest of their lives. And nobody has to worry about dowry or money or whether they don't have money or whether you're old money or new money or landed gentry. Like, none of that comes to play because cheese is supreme. It would be a cheesy love story, but it will be all the cheese he needs and deserves. Francesca, right? This is the one. Why? Like, sis, why? Why did you even come back? She only showed up for like 2 seconds, didn't she? Like 2 seconds was the end of the season. And they're like, Francesca is back from London, from seeing her aunt. And I'm like, who cares? Who gives a shit? She should have stayed in London till the end of the season. The Ton does not know her. The Ton does not care, so neither would we.
Waste of our time! Fucking waste of our time!
Genevieve Delacroix, like, sis, like, sis was in the wrong show. If this was the right show, she would be, she'll be this fashion designer just on the verge of hitting stardom, and there'll be that Lord, Bridgerton coming to see her, and they will spend all that time in a modiste, catching feelings, fucking some more. She deserved better than the fake accent they gave her and the runaway line that she had to get. I'm like, is it her fault that she's living a fake life? Half of the people in the show were all fake. Why? Like, oh God, Genevieve. In another show, you would have been a star. But unfortunately, you were in the wrong show because that stupid ass girl, Daphne, was the lead of the show. And it was not you. And that's the reason why. Like, because what we could have had if you had been Genevieve's story. None of this stupidity, I'm sure. Okay, next is Gregory. And for Gregory, was he really annoying? Did we really see him that much? Because we didn't really see him that much. So do I really care about him? About Gregory Bridgerton? Why? Like, why was he even in the show?
Why was he there?
Henry Granville? Wrong show. I repeat. If this show had been any other show, they would have just allowed my guy to be gay in peace. It would have been gay in peace in a polyamorous marriage open situation, open system, he would have just been happy. Next up is Humboldt. Humboldt is the Bridgerton's family butler. I honestly would put him... I'll put him in Y, just like Celia. Why didn't he get enough screen time? Why wasn't his story fleshed? Why was he made a servant?
I'll ask 21 questions.
Next is Hyacinth, and my girl is the season's incomparable. Like, it takes a certain level of chutzpah, a certain level of va-va-voom for you to only have a minuscule amount of screen time in this show and for you to stand out. And my girl stood out. She was funny, she was witty, she dropped her lines when she should. I have seen the picture of the actress. That girl is full grown. How is she made to look like a child? I don't know. But see, the season's incomparable Hyacinth Bridgerton. She is deserving of that honor, I'm telling you. Okay, next up is Jeffries. Jeffries is Simon being the Duke of Hastings, of course. So Jeffries is Simon's manservant, and honestly, I think he's in the wrong show because that man has so much presence that, like, compared to all the other servants we meet all throughout the course of this entire show, he had, what's the word I'm looking for? He had that persona, that charisma, that stage presence, right? Every time I saw him interacting with Simon, it didn't look like a duke talking to one of his manservants. It looked like he was like a father figure, and like he knew way more than he was letting on, and I really love that. I honestly think that of all the main servants in this show, Jeffries was in the wrong show. It should have been casted better. Next is King George III. Honestly, George was in the wrong show. He needed to be in the right show with a therapist, a psychiatrist. He definitely needed someone to like deal with the trauma of the loss of his daughter, which probably was not, like, his slowly fading memory was not helping matters. Basically, he needed a show where he could have round-the-clock care and the best psychiatrists to help.
He deserved far better.
Oh, goddamn, this fucking ass woman, Lady Berber, this is Nigel's gross mother. The minute she opened her mouth, like, I was still like, okay, do you know what? I'm not going to project the hatred I feel for your son on you. But the minute she came on the screen and was like the first time when she met, officially met the Bridgertons, right? And she was telling Daphne that, you know, she shouldn't put on any airs, she should behave herself, she should comport herself to be the perfect wife for Nigel. I'm like, for your disgusting toad son? Ew, gross. She is so annoying. Next is Lady Cowper, and that is Cressida's mother. Now, oof. Honestly, I'll put her in a Y. Would I put her in a Y? Did I enjoy her character? She did not annoy... Did she not annoy me though? Nah, we knew she was the one that was pushing her daughter to be that old fake fainting thingy, whatever, to attract the prince. I just found out, I think that entire Cowper family just pissed me off. It's probably residual anger at Cressida, but the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, and I cannot in good conscience put her mother in a Y as per there's some form of redemption for the mother's character, because look at the way her daughter turned out. Like, no. Lady Danbury, the season's incomparable, the sass, the wisdom, the style, the magnetism, the charisma, the everything, the je ne sais quoi, the guarawarawa, the woo. She's just, she was perfection. She was just excellent. Oh my god, this show benefited. We were served. Like, she came and she was like my loyal subject, and I just had like my head down and I was touching the floor and I was greeting her, because that is a motherfucking queen. Like,
Perfection achieved.
Next is Lady Featherington, who I would like to point out I was not a fan of. Like, there were so many questionable decisions and choices she made that had me screaming, why? So she's a why. Like, why would you put your children, your daughters, in those outrageous colors? Why would you choose those disgusting designs? Why would you be such a bitch to Marina? Why would you, at the very first scene in the show, once again feed into the misinformation about what corsets are? and how they function. And why would you put your daughter in a corset when she's going to be wearing an Empire line waist? That does not make any sense.
Not one bit.
You would think that I would drop her in annoying like Lady Cowper. No, because I actually do understand part of what was driving Lady Featherington. I didn't really hate her. I actually found some qualities about her that were quite like remarkable. You know? But goddamn. Then we have Lord Ambrose. Lord Ambrose, who, just as with Celia, right, does not even have like character pictures out on Google, on the internet. They didn't even recognize him in the wiki with an image. And I'm like, yo, like, what a waste of blue eyes, because this boy is fine. It was just unfortunate enough, right, to be interested in Daphne at a point when Anthony was all like, if you breathe in my sister's direction, unless you're a rapist, creepy piece of shit, then you die. Like, that was why it was unfortunate. Oh, and the fact that he also he had a lot of debt, I think, was in the wrong show. In the right show, he would have gotten the girl. Maybe she would have realized that she loved him, or maybe initially would have like, I have you in my sights because, you know, I want your wealth, I want your riches. And then in getting to know her and talking to her, and by her I mean the fictional girl, not Daphne Bridgerton, because that girl annoys me, but like a fictional perfect girl for him, he would have been like, oh my god, I'm falling in love with you. I don't want your money anymore. But that is the point when she will find out that he married her because of her money, and they will have this big fight and there will be drama, but eventually they'll get together and fall in love, because happily ever after, bitches. Yes. Lord Featherington, annoying. Their royal annoyingness, like, please. What kind of shit asshole shitty father would have so much of a gambling problem that he would not only spend, like, I'm pissed not that he had the gambling problem, because it's an addiction, right? So it's not that. What I'm pissed about is that after he had spent his daughter's dowry, he had the fucking audacity, right, to still try and cheat her out of love. Like, and in a way that made her think that the fault was hers. Like, I hate it when men do that. Like, you fucked up, but she has to suffer, and you're not even letting her know that it's not any fault of her own, it's just you fucking up. Like,
the audacity of it.
Next up is Lord Hardy. Yes, he's the one that was escorting Marina at the ball. Honestly, I'm putting the guy at annoying, because nobody likes somebody that likes to boast, Hardy. Like, shut the fuck up. We get it. You don't need to boast. Ugh. Empty barrels making the fucking loudest noise. Next is this Lord Middlethorpe, and he opened his mouth and was basically treating her like cattle, like he was about to buy a slab of meat. Show me your teeth, child bear. I'm like, oh, ew, disgusting.
This is Sparta!
Next is this guy. Once again, I don't have the author, the actual character picture profile, but this is Lord Thompson, right? So Lord Thompson was the one that danced with Daphne, remember, at the ball, and they were talking, and it seemed to, like, you know, he's attractive, at least to Daphne, right? And they're having this conversation, chatting back, blah 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 blah, and then he goes all like, oh, when they marry, they need to move to his mother's house, and, you know, his father supports that decision. And I'm like, nobody likes a mama's boy, Lord Thompson. Nobody likes a mama's boy. And this is not to be confused with Marina Thompson. They just have the same surname, but they are not in any way related. Thank God. Ugh. And next is Lord Weaver, the one that also danced with Daphne, one of the suitors, and was boring as fuck, like, which is just annoying. Like, when you're this fine, it's a travesty for you to be boring. You can be anything. You can be average, but be interesting. You can be ugly, but be a great conversation. But to be pretty and be boring, like, not even the type of, okay, I'm going to be silent and mysterious so nobody knows I'm boring, but like, you open your mouth and people snore, that type of boring. Like, why would that be your choice? Why would you decide to come to their life as a boring person? Of all the things for you to be, a boring person.
That was a bad decision.
Next is Lord Weatherby, who, for those are like Lord Weatherby, yeah, that is Henry Granville's boyfriend, you know, the one that they have an arrangement and Itu is hiding. Also, just like Henry is in the wrong show. Honestly, I think he's in the wrong show. It's just sad. It's a sad situation. Marina, oh God, Marina, my girl, also in the wrong show. You're in the wrong show because honestly, let's be real. What really did Marina do to deserve all that bullshit? Like, I don't understand. Daphne was caught with her titty out, right? Like, Simon had his mouth on her titty. That, like, the only thing that separated them was that there was no penetration and everything else. But it's not her fault. And she just kept being dealt a bad hand, which was annoying because this story set it up to, oh, such great things. And then bad hands, bad hand, even more terrible hands. And it was just terrible to the end where she had to marry the brother of her dead lover. And I'm like,
I call bullshit.
next is Mrs. Coulson. Mrs. Coulson, who was the one that was taking care of the duchy and, you know, had that judgmental face every single time it was that Daphne and Simon were having sex, which was often in that castle. They fucked a lot in that castle. You know, every time I hear Wildest Dreams, I remember them fucking all over the place. And I think she was in the wrong show. She thought she was in the Purities show where, you know, if they're having sex is beneath the covers in the privacy of their bedroom, and Bridgerton was like, ha 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 ha, wrong show, bitch. And like, she was just seeing ass everywhere. And I'm like, I don't think she's complaining, because if I was her, I would not be complaining about seeing like Simon's ass, Daphne's ass, no. But oh, would I want to see Genevieve's ass? Yeah. Marina's ass? Hell yeah. Just not Daphne's ass. Just not Daphne's ass. Anyway, I get distracted. Mrs. Coulson, wrong show. Wrong show. The same can be said for Mrs. Farley, who is the head maid servant at the Featheringtons. Because honestly, I think Mrs. Farley was in the wrong show. She would have thrived in white collar, right? Because I know a certain career criminal who would pay her big bucks for her forgery skills. She was in the wrong show. The poor woman did not know she was in the wrong show. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Farley. You would have been rich. Next is Mrs. Wilson, who was okay, right? She was okay, I guess. Was she? She didn't really do anything. That's the thing. Like, compared to, she didn't have the presence of, you know, Jeffries and Humboldt, like always thinking, like, always acting like they knew a secret or two. She did conspire with her mistress in, you know, getting rid of Nigel Berber, but still, like, is she a royal annoyingness or is she a wife? Honestly, why? Why didn't she play a more active role? Didn't she see all the other maidservants and all the other servants and everybody else? Didn't she see how they were coming through for their mistresses and their like masters? Why? She's a why. She's a big why. She was just a sellout. She didn't really do anything. She was just enjoying the perks of being with the Bridgertons without putting in any of the work. And we cannot stand for that. In this house, we cannot stand. We no go grill. Next, Nigel Berber, this piece of shit garbage, excuse, waste of a man.
This is Sparta!
This time around, I'm not kicking him into a hole. I'm kicking him into a boiling pit of lava. I hope sincerely that it's a boiling pit of lava so that, like, as he just enters, his entire skin just falls away and even his skeleton is, like, ground to dust and not a minuscule bit of him remains. The rapist, lying, cheating, scumbaggy, asshole of a father, asshole of a man, disgusting being that is Nigel Berber.
Disgusting shit.
Next is Penelope. Oh my god, I can't believe I had Penelope twice here. Yeah, she's special like that. Honestly, I would put her at wrong show. Wrong show. Because this is a romance, whatever. Penelope would have thrived in a criminal mastermind type show. You know, right? Like, where she's creating mysteries and she's either like playing everybody like marionettes and being like, oh, do this or die. Because I think that's the level of her genius and the level of her vindictiveness just matches that, as opposed to the nice, sweet, because that nice, sweet persona that she was presenting, that's not really her. And I'm like, she's in the wrong show. Next, Philip Crane. I'm like, why was this man brought in? What was this man's reason for being there, other than marrying the wife of your brother, or rather than marrying the mother of your brother's child, the mother of your late brother's child, the mother of your late brother's child, who does not know you from fucking Adam. But no, she's going to put her entire life, because, you know, at that time it wasn't like women necessarily had autonomy, and she's going to put her life in the hands of this stranger that she does not know. That's all she knows about him, is that he's the brother of the man she loved. Like, why did this exist? Why was this done, if not just to torture us and make us just angry? Like, why? Philippa, just as, like, she's just meant to be with Finch in their cheese hunting, cheese loving, cheesy love story thing. So she's also in the wrong show. Frederick, Prince Frederick, I think, is also in the wrong show. Like, if he had been in the right show, he would have gotten the girl, because, you know, he's a prince and he's fairly charming and he has a okay smile. But okay does not count when you're in the presence of the Duke of Hastings, when you're in the presence of the ass of Simon Bassett. Like, when you see that ass and you look at your flat pancake that you call an ass, you know it just can't compare. It just can't compare. Dude was in the wrong show. He had no chance. No chance in hell. He was bequeathing the girl with diamonds, expensive diamonds. And she was imagining another man touching her and kissing her. Like, right in that very moment. Like, dude. And you thought you had a chance. Really? You really thought you had a chance.
Way in hell.
Prudence Featherington, who is annoying because she was a shitty sister to Penelope, which I just put her in annoying category for me. I'm certain that it was also because of her mother, and like, just like Philippa, by the time she gets a love interest sometime in the show, in the upcoming season, I might grow to like her. But season 1, I found her as annoying, and I'm like, why is this girl getting any form of screen time whatsoever? Who did I offend? Tani Moshe. Who? And then we have Queen Charlotte herself. She's going to be right beside her bestie, Lady Danbury, because the Queen served. She gave us drama, she gave us comedy, she gave us every single thing that we ever wanted. This story would not exist without the Queen being bored. And I'm like, the Queen is me. I am the Queen. I am the Queen bored at the pandemic. I'm the Queen wanting to cause chaos. But unlike the Queen, I do not have the power to cause chaos. The Queen, however, she had the power and she used it, because she's like... Interestingly enough for me, the next incomparable is Rose. Yes, Rose. Right? Rose, Daphne's lady's maid, because it takes a certain level of, I don't know, amazingness for you to have that meeting with Daphne when she comes and she's like, yo, tell me, how are babies made? Because she looked at her with a straight face and answered. I would have just burst out laughing like, oh. Sienna, who... is in the wrong show. In the right show, she's the girl from, like, you know, humble beginnings, who is a talented singer, and in the opera, and who caught the eyes of a viscount. Like, in an ideal world and in the right show for her, she would have been the one to get the happy ending, because, you know, it's her story. Unfortunately for her, it is not her story, and what she got was that mess of an ending. I really feel for her, but what's a girl gonna do? Like, there's nothing she can do at this point. I feel sorry for her, but like, that's all. I'm sorry. Next is Simon, the Duke of Hastings. A man, people. What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. Like, oh my God, Simon is a man. The season's incomparable. The swagger, the confidence, Simon got it, and he can get it. Like, he has it, and he can get it. Several times over, get it. That man can get it. Oh, Simon, the Duke, that's the Duke. That is the motherfucking Duke. It's like, bow down at my awesomeness, peasants. And we all sank to our knees in gratitude, because how else are we meant to appreciate that other than to blow? Honestly, I don't know. Next, we have this annoying mother of the year, the Viscountess Bridgerton. Royal annoyingness. You are a shitty excuse for a mother. Part of that drama that happened with your daughter would not have happened if you had actually just educated her, even on that wedding. Even if, let's say, she didn't want to tell her prior to, because she didn't want to put ideas in her daughter's head. Even I'm like, Ma, you should have seen your daughter. They caught her with a mouth on a titty, but we'll get to that. Anyway, even on the wedding day, she still did not say jack squat. And what kind of stupid mother is this? Stupid! Calm. Next is William. This season's incomparable. Who is surprised that he and his wife are on the season's incomparable? Because God level tier. See? The Duke Simon Bassett is a man. That is a man. But I'm Nigerian, y'all. And Will is a m. We say man for a man, but then there is m. M is on another level. Will is a m. Someone who is willing to take the hard decisions to take care of his family, who is strong as a fighter and also so tender, so sensitive, and who keeps speaking sense to his stupid ass friend, who, if Simon had just listened to him, listened to what he had to say, none of this would have happened. For real though, none of this would have happened if he had just listened to William. So William, this season, incomparable. And last but not least, this is an honorable mention, but I just had to add it. And if you all were like, well, I don't understand, Noria. You already mentioned Simon. Yeah, I mentioned Simon. But did I mention Simon's tongue? Because, see, I was just okay, casual viewing of the show until the tongue made an appearance. It was at the sight of that tongue, I was like, I will watch this show to the end because of that tongue. That spoon was so fucking lucky in that scene. The spoon was so lucky. The tongue is the ultimate, the diamond, the crown jewel of this all, because that tongue moved mountains. That tongue started conversation. That tongue drenched panties. That tongue changed destinies. That tongue created unborn children. I'm telling you, that tongue carried Bridgerton. You know the way in which Scarlet Witch, the way in which Wanda has been carrying the entire MCU, when we add all that meme and be like, oh my god, she's doing backbreaking work. That tongue did backbreaking work. That tongue created a movement.
Oh, his dick is big. I know it. I know it's big. I mean, oh god, my heart hurts.
That tongue. Perfection. But yeah, here is my ranking of all the characters. This video is going to be long, but I was trying to rank almost 50 characters, right? Have mercy on me, you all, and forgive me. But yeah, that is it. That's my ranking. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you don't agree. If you agree, I'm glad that we're in the same, we have the same mind and we're in the same spirit, and my spirit gels well with your spirit and your mind melds well with mine. We should totally do the Vulcan mind meld because we are of one sound mind. If you do not agree with me, you're allowed to have bad taste. Of course not, you're allowed to have your own opinion. But yeah, that is the end of this video. That is the end of this ranking video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, do not forget to give it a big thumbs up. Check out my other videos. Subscribe if you want to, and if you do decide to subscribe, please click on the notification bell. So after you've hit subscribe, click on subscribe again so you have the bell. Turn all notifications on so you don't miss any of my new videos, because life and work and my mental health and YouTube have been collectively kicking me in the ass, so I have not been as consistent as I once was. I'm looking forward to getting back into that again, and if you're curious, I do make new videos at least when I have my shit together. I make new videos every Wednesdays and Sundays at 2 p.m. EST. Yes, that is 2 p.m. EST, and I'll see you soon. Until then, stay passionate, love books, love yourself. Bye.